Every family has that awkward uncle, but not every family can say theirs is Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Our first guest today, Mary Trump, is the niece of the US president and has been so vocal in the criticism of her uncle, he's actually suing her.
Yeah,
Wow.
the author of Who Could Ever Love You, Mary Trump, joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, it's wonderful to be here.
So, is it a curse having that name, Trump, Mary?
It's not the name that's the curse. It's just the relatives in some cases. I actually like my name, but I've often been asked if I am going to change it, and I think he should change it, quite frankly.
Well, it's not up to you to change your name, is it? It's your name.
It's my name, yeah. It's always been.
Yeah.
Mary, take us back. What was the relationship like with that side of the family kind of growing up? Was it a good relationship? Did you see each other on weekends?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it was in the context of any family. You know, your family is normal because you don't have experience of anybody else. And we spent a lot of time at my grandparents' house. We were there pretty much every weekend, and my aunts and my uncles were there often, and we'd play in the backyard with them.
So your grandfather is his father, that's the
My
connection.
grandfather is Donald's dad, and my father is Donald's older brother.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when did that relationship start to alter and fracture or change?
With me and Donald?
Yeah, well, that side of the family, I guess.
Yeah, it probably started when I found out in 1999 or 2000 that my grandfather had disinherited me.
Right.
Because my dad died when I was 16.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't feel like I needed to be part of the family anymore.
So how did you find that out? What was the circumstances surrounding that?
My grandfather died when I was in my mid-30s, I believe, and I found out when I read the will.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's awful.
I guess it's hard to look at it objectively after that, though, isn't it? Because that's something that, understandably, you're hurt about. So
yeah, it was hard, especially since when my dad died, since I was still a kid, Donald and my other uncle and my Aunt Marianne were my trustees, and they were supposed to kind of take care of things, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So it was a bit surprising. It was a bit of a blow, but sufficient time had passed between that and the election in 2016. So I'm not going to pretend that, you know, I wasn't still taking it personally, but his entering politics was a very separate issue from what had happened in the family.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what is the relationship between the other members of the family now?
Well, they're really, there's only my Aunt Elizabeth left in terms of my dad's generation, and Donald's kids are much younger than I am, so obviously I knew them growing up, but we didn't grow up together because they're 12, 16, and 18 years younger.
Yeah.
So they're like a completely different generation of grandchildren, so I never really knew them.
Yeah.
So tell us about Donald. What was his personality like before he actually went in for being elected?
You know, it's really interesting. In terms of his character, he has not changed, which is kind of a dangerous sign. Like, people are supposed to evolve, and he never has. But when he was younger, he was as arrogant and as much of a bully as he is now. But there was this little spark of kindness in him. It's like he had this impulse.
As well, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this is hard for a lot of people to believe, but he still is charming, just not to most of us.
Yeah.
But his followers certainly find him charismatic.
Well, any populist leader has charm, has some charisma, right?
He's tapped into something, and we can't deny that. But, you know, he did have this instinct to be a good guy, and he actually hired me back in the early 90s to ghostwrite his second book for him, which was nice of him to do. He didn't have to do that at all. I hadn't had any experience, and I actually had a desk in his office for a few months. But of course, because he's Donald, it wasn't working out for various reasons, so he had the publisher fire me.
Oh, my goodness. OK. So you must have found out quite a few things about him in that time writing that book.
I did, and because I was there every day, one of the things I discovered was he didn't really do very much. I would stop by into his office, and he would just be sitting behind his desk with piles of newspaper clippings about him. And he would spend his morning reading through them, and he would write notes to the reporters if it were a positive article, and he would write nasty notes to them if it were a negative article, and he would just ask me what I thought of his witty comments.
So whatever anybody says about him, he takes it very personal.
Very personally. And he reads everything about him.
It's just very odd that someone that has a job like that, it's so... what people think of them is so important, because you have to have such a thick skin if you're going to... It's such a difficult job running a country. And you have to have... So you're always going to be quite unpopular. But you have to have such a thick skin where he seems to take everything personally, and everything is going to... Like, when Starmer went over to visit him and he got the state, the invitation to come over, you could just see the whole atmosphere of that meeting just lifted immediately, because it's like, great, I'm being flattered.
Right, right. And that's the dangerous thing, because that's all it takes. And, there's a question, the extent to which he's actually leading anything. But one of the most important things, I think, for people to understand about Donald is there's never enough. Like, there's never enough power. There's never enough money. He's deeply, deeply insecure, and his insecurity drives everything. And the truth of the matter is, it's because the one thing he's always most wanted is the one thing he's never had and can never get, and that is to be loved, which is quite sad, except for the fact that it puts the rest of us at a great deal of risk.
Yeah.
So you have your own YouTube channel. Obviously, you talk about Donald a lot.
Yeah.
You got your 2020 book, Too Much and Never Enough, which actually you've just touched on.
Yeah.
He said he's utterly incapable of leading the country. It's dangerous to allow him to do so. He's, in fact, got a long, sordid history of making things worse. Why do you think it is that if this is true, so many people have bought into it? What do you think about that, the message you're selling, whether it's a valid message or not?
Right. Well, I think that's the next thing we're going to have to try to figure out, because the problem isn't Donald so much anymore. It's the people who continue to support him and enable him.
Because a lot of people do support him.
Tens of millions of people still support him. And I think there are many different reasons. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people in any country, but right now in ours, who actually like the cruelty. They like that he hates the people they hate. We have a very strong strain of white supremacy and Christian nationalism in our country, and they just love all of that stuff. But then there are the low information voters who just think that, they've always voted Republican, they're going to keep voting Republican. And for Americans, the economy is always the most important issue. But we don't understand it very well. So whoever's in the Oval Office is the person who gets blamed. And last time that was Joe Biden, and people were willing to take a risk on Donald Trump.
Do you think in 3.5, 4 years' time,
do
you think there'll be a reset, or do you think that this will be a succession then? Because he can't be president again, but do you think someone in his vein will be president again, or do you think there could be a reset after this?
Yeah, and that's the other concern, because the question is, can so-called Trumpism survive him? And I think the answer is yes, except we have an opportunity, or Democrats have an opportunity to convince people that this isn't working out well for us. And we've seen this with the economy. We see how it's affected other countries as well, with the tariffs, et cetera.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have a shot at it again.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's so interesting. It's fascinating watching him. But what is the one single most thing you want people to know about Donald Trump?
He's a nihilist, and if he thinks he's going down, he's going to bring everybody down with him. But in terms of where we are right now, the most important thing to know is there's no such thing as worst. Things will always get worse as long as he is anywhere near the levers of power.
Thanks so much, Mary.
Thanks,
Very
guys.
nice meeting you.
Really appreciate it.
You can find out more about Mary on the YouTube channel, and Mary's book, Who Could Ever Love You, is out now, and Mary's going to be at the Hay Festival. Oh, it's a great festival.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Mary, for joining
us.
us.
Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Fabulous, isn't it? 40 years since Ralph Macchio first stepped into the dojo as Daniel LaRusso. He's returning to the role for a brand new film.
And he'll be joined by the brand new Karate Kid, the brilliant Ben Wong. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
I was just fangirling in a serious way, because my little boy Milo is 9. And because I knew we were going to go and watch your movie on Monday, which we did and we loved. I watched the original as well with my little boy. Oh, he is just infatuated with it. You worked your magic. You did this to be part of that must be amazing.
It is amazing. It's it reinvents itself with every generation, and very few movies stand that test of time and open up the door to different chapters, and like with Karate Kid Legends, and a fresh look for the next generation. But that, that Miyagi, looking at the late great Pat Morita and myself, that was, just. There was something shining down upon that little bit of soulful magic that created that wish fulfillment, aspirational, inspirational story that we all related to in some way. And then on top of that, pop culture.
Which was just magical.
Yeah.
You were just saying as we watched that scene that you've got that car.
Yes.
The yellow car.
Yes, I do. We put it was in the Cobra Kai series.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And and I just drove it about 2 weeks ago. Just keep it
Ticking
going.
over. You in that car.
Yeah, it's
driving
a head
around.
turn. It's a head turn.
That was going to stop some traffic.
Yeah.
Ben, what was your experience of The Karate Kid before you sort of found out about Legends?
I didn't get a car. There wasn't a car in the movie. I should have asked for. I mean, I'm with you guys. I was a fan of Ralph's and of Jackie's. I saw that movie with my mom when I was, in elementary school, and that's where I started on the franchise. My aunt showed me the Ralph's films because they were her favorites. So, these films it's like a beloved 40-year-long franchise
Legacy,
that keeps getting passed down from generation to generation, and now I get to be on the poster too.
You get to be the new kid.
And what's so interesting is that heart and soul of the movie stays the same. That gets passed down. But the stunts, and forgive me.
No, please, please, I'm with you.
Right? I mean, we've got to call it. Like, the stunts are... How much preparation did you have to do? And did you take the punches?
I took all...
You took all the punches?
I took them all, and probably 3 times as much as what you see in the movie that, gets cut out. But we had a great team. We had a really amazing stunt team. They worked on Shang-Chi, they worked on all of your favorite action sequences from the last, couple of years.
But you weren't just sort of working with Ralph, you worked with Jackie Chan. And actually there's periods, there's wonderful scenes, the choreography where you're essentially sparring with both of them.
both sides.
I mean,
that's 2 different styles.
It was incredible. And you had to get yourself back in shape for this as well, Ralph, because you were having to train with Ben's character and actually try and get him up. You went from student to sensei. Yeah,
well, for sure. I mean, during the Cobra Kai series, which ended... I wrapped it on a Monday, flew to Montreal on a Tuesday, and was on set with him on Wednesday. So that was a transition, because I had that sensei element throughout that series with the quote-unquote Karate Kids in that show that kind of blew up around the world on Netflix. So now to enter a new chapter that's fresh, urban in its style, different but same is what I always use, which is a classic Miyagiism. But a different style with how the stunt team works. So it's baptism by fire. You're just in it. Yeah. But he was his preparedness and the amount of work he put in physically, as well as on the acting side. I'm super proud sitting next to him in this next chapter, which will back in a whole new generation into the entire mythology and franchise. It's really quite unique.
Ben just mentioned Jackie Chan. What was it like working with it? Because I've had the pleasure to meet, and you can't keep a straight face.
No,
he's like
He's like a professional clown.
He has comedy in his bones.
He does. He's a kid in a candy store.
He's got filmmaking in his bones.
Yes, that's true.
He's made, I think at this point something like 20 million movies. So he lives, breathes, eats, sleeps filmmaking. Every second that he's on set, he can't stop looking around about what he can use in the next, fight scene. It's really incredible.
He's always so funny as well.
Yes, he is.
Well, and that's been infused into this specific,
incarnation of the film.
Yeah, exactly. It's got that cinematically, it's a different style, more that Hong Kong style, young Jackie Chan. Yeah. He has that sense of humor within, it's sort of like they reference Chinese Peter Parker meets Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Kind of those elements, because the original film was different in style, wider, more cinematic stuff played out in longer takes. Where this you're sort of inside.
Oh, it's like a video game.
So
Yes,
then this is you're in the TikTok generation.
Yeah, too right.
You know,
Absolutely.
so it kind of feeds the now of it all.
Do you know what's wonderful as well, though, Ralph? And Kat and I were sitting down, and I knew she'd just watched the original. And there's a scene with you, with your character, Daniel, and Mr. Miyagi. And I said to her, and we're trying to work out, and it's obviously a scene from the original. I said, is it in the original? That scene where Pat's telling you, Mr. Miyagi's telling you about the history of what happened and how...
Oh, yes.
And it was like... And I was trying to work out how that happened. But was that a scene that was originally shot for the original film but never made it into the original? Now you could go back and put it into this? Because it's just magical watching the two of you together.
That scene when he talks about the internment camps and when he's drinking and all that, they wanted to cut that scene back in the day, the editor and the studio, because the movie was over 2 hours. They like family
Shorter
movies
ones,
to be under. It's more screening time. More screening times make more revenue, right? But we all fought, and certainly John Avildsen, the director, said we need this scene. This is Miyagi's backstory. It's the handing of the baton to the young Daniel LaRusso. And once they screened the movie, they got quiet real quick because that scene is, you know, that resonates. And he was nominated for an Academy Award, Best Supporting Actor, Pat Morita. So it's great, and he's woven into this film.
Yeah, and
you know,
that scene at the top that's from part 2.
Yeah.
This is like a pivotal.
Right. That's why
part
we
2.
haven't seen it. They keep saying we have to show. We're too busy talking. We have to show the trailer for this movie.
Okay, let's do that.
I'll throw it next week.
Take a look at it. If you need something for half term, this is your movie.
New school. You make any friends?
One.
What's his name?
Mia?
In life, you have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it or not?
I need to learn Miyagi karate. Sensei LaRusso,
Let's make a Karate Kid.
you have a foundation of kung fu.
We're going to build upon that with karate.
2 branches, 1 tree. Remember what you're fighting for.
Action-packed with loads of heart.
And you got your headband.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, you can watch Karate Kid Legends in cinemas from the 28th of May.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having
We
us.
loved it. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
And Caleb Cooper is joining us now, live from Diddley Squat. Good morning, Caleb.
Morning, Caleb.
Good morning, how are you?
We're very good,
Really
thank
good.
you very much. So, just how much stress has Jeremy been putting you under?
I mean, it's fairly stressful on a daily basis, that's for sure. But at the same time, Series 4 is great because, of course, he goes over to the pub a lot more. So actually, for me, it's beneficial because he's never on the farm as much.
Can you just put the rumours to bed, though, Caleb? After the trailer for the series was released, there was lots of worried viewers and fans thinking that maybe you weren't in the series and you'd left Jeremy high and dry and Harriet was taking over. You're still involved, aren't you?
Yeah, no, still involved, yeah. I mean, there's lots of rumours going out about I've been replaced, but I'm still here. And, of course, Harriet stepped in as I jumped away on tour. So I'm very grateful that Harriet come along and saved the day.
She did. She managed to
really
handle...
did.
She did some stuff that even you wouldn't do for Jeremy, though, Caleb, and including trimming his eyebrows. Had you ever noticed he had a problem with his eyebrows?
Yeah, no. No, I don't think I really noticed. I know his hair's terrible, but I don't really notice his eyebrows.
I mean, is he to be trusted to be left on his own at the farm?
No. No, I think we've seen that. I mean, he's getting better, I must admit. I mean, he's getting better as a farmer. For example, the pigs, he's a great pig farmer. But there's certain things he still can't do in terms of, like, for example, put a tractor onto a cultivator. So, of course, he still needs a hand doing that.
Yeah.
Talking of pigs, Caleb, I know that you are thoroughly involved with the looking after of the livestock. We have a little clip of how the pigs turn on you just to understand the danger involved in your job. Let's watch this clip and then you can try and explain how you got out alive.
Jeremy, shut the door! Shut the door!
All right, Larry Grayson.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Ah! How? Ow, 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 ow.
This tree's really irritating.
Can someone please undo the...
Right, we've got 11 pigs and Caleb.
Caleb!
It's so good.
Caleb, what was going on?
No, I mean, loading pigs is hard work, especially when they're outdoor pigs. Of course, you've got the trees to fight. It was incredibly bad weather last year, so the mud was unbelievable. And then, of course, as I got in the trailer, they're quite, how do I put it? They're quite, they like to try things, if that makes sense. And of course, they haven't got hands, so therefore they have to bite stuff to try it. So what actually happened was they actually attacked my wellies and was biting my wellies and trying to pull my wellies off, and I was trying to fight them. And actually, 11 pigs is quite strong.
Yes, and no help from Jeremy whatsoever, as he just basically closed the door on you.
No, I think he was very relaxed, thinking he's done his job, and actually loading Caleb up in there as well. And I think he just completely forgot about me.
Yeah.
It was like being in the livestock trailer with, like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnsons on all fours. That's
an idea.
That's brilliant. Caleb, when Jeremy came up with the idea of the new pub, he thought it was truly
genius.
brilliant, didn't he?
Genius.
What are your feelings about the pub?
Again, I mean, pub's a great place now. I mean, it was hard work to get it all set up, but my first thought was going, OK, if he's going to buy a pub, hopefully he'll go over to the pub a lot more and therefore never be at the farm. So therefore I can just continue doing what I do and he can be over there. But actually, it turns out we come back, annoyingly.
The reason that Harriet came in was because you went off on tour. I think the last time we spoke to you, Caleb, you were just about to start doing your tour. What was it like going around the country? I mean, you barely ever left Chipping Norton previously, and suddenly you're going off around the country, meeting all the public. What's that been like?
I know, it was great. I mean, it was very... I mean, I'm a firm believer, if you're nervous about something or scared of something, you've got to go put your head down and go through that fear. Of course, one of the fears for me was leaving home. So I thought, I know, I could do this, I could do a theatre show and try and put farming centre stage, which, of course, I managed to do. But at the same time, it was a different aspect of life. I remember getting picked up on the Friday to go up to Scotland, got in the tour bus, went all the way up to Scotland, slept through the night, woke up at, I think it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and the bus driver was going, "What are you doing, Caleb?" I'm going, "Well, we're starting the day. What else am I meant to do?" So therefore, my life changed, because I wasn't needed till 7 o'clock at night, if that makes sense. So therefore, I was up at 7 o'clock in the morning going, what do I do now? And actually, matter of fact, I was needed at 7 o'clock when the show started. So I just went and see farms all around the UK. It was great.
Didn't you actually reach out to some farmers up in Scotland and found someone who needed a farmhand and you went and did a day's work?
Yeah, so I went for Scotland, I did a day's work in Wales, Kent. I just went and worked through the day on farms, which was great. And actually, weirdly, come to think of it, it was unpaid, actually.
But it must have been so nice, Caleb, getting out and about and meeting people who'd watched the show and loved the show and everything you did. In fact, didn't you hear that Prince George is a fan as well?
Yeah, no, I've recently met Prince William and, of course, Prince George. I didn't meet Prince George, sorry. I was, Prince William told me about Prince George basically saying don't swear so much, which I'm trying. I am very much trying.
We appreciate
my mum said it to me, my nan said it to me, you know.
But if the future heir to the throne says it to you, then you've got to do it, Caleb. I mean, this is serious. This is coming from the top, literally.
Well, I'll try my best. I can't promise anything, though.
We are very excited because, of course, we understand there's another Mini Cooper on the way. Your third child is coming soon?
Yeah, no, third child's due in August, so I think I may be the most fertile man in Chipping Norton.
You could teach those pigs a thing or two, Caleb, for sure.
No, I like to think of myself as an easy carving bull, and I think only the farming community will understand that, because, of course, when you're buying a bull, you've got to look into different aspects of that bull. But yeah, I think I'm an easy carving bull. I'm like an Angus. But no, baby number 3 is due in August. So
amazing. And how is being a dad and being a husband, Caleb? How are you finding that part of your life, and sort of managing it with being a farmer?
It's so good. I mean, my little boy, who's 4 now, his name's Oscar. He is obsessed with farming. I've got a little girl called Willa, she's 2, and I wouldn't say she's much of a tractor fan, but she likes being out and about on a farm, if that makes sense, where Oscar's just mad farming, which is amazing. Hopefully baby number 3 will be into farming as well.
Oh, and you've got a children's book coming out soon?
Yes.
Yeah, so I've wrote 3 books, and I thought to myself, I want to try and write a 4th and then actually target the younger audience. I think it's really important that we should maybe start teaching these kids farming in school. So I want to try and run something with the promotion of my 4th book that comes out later this year, and try and get farming taught in schools, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And actually teach these kids where their food coming from, because to me it's the most important job in the world. Because actually, what's keeping you alive in a day-to-day basis is, okay, your car can earn you money and your phone can earn you money, but actually, what's keeping you alive is what you eat 3 times a day.
Yeah, and how are you supposed to appreciate
I think it's a brilliant idea.
if you don't understand where it comes from?
And of course, those kids that you're now writing books for, we know are big fans of yours, Caleb, and I imagine that when World Book Day came around and you saw pictures of a young lad dressed up as Caleb Cooper going for school, what was that like? Oh, look at him. What was that like?
That was basically me ringing my mum going, Mum, I think I've made it. Mum pinched me. I think this is like the best day ever.
The way he's got your beard, he's got your chest hair, he's got the whole shebang. It's so amazing.
I don't know why they've... I'm unsure why they've done it in orange paint, because I think I'm strawberry blonde, but I understand. And I think he definitely had more chest hair than me.
He probably swears like a trooper too.
Oh, never.
Caleb, have you got a new hobby as well? Are you drag racing?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. So I got asked about a year ago saying, oh, Caleb, what's your hobby? And I said, oh, farming. And they said, the journalist said, no, that's your job. And I said, well, I don't know, I like collecting cars and doing a little bit of cars. And recently I've got into what we call drifting and a little bit of drag racing and stuff like that, which is quite enjoyable on a Saturday when we're not too busy.
OK, I was a little bit worried when you said drag racing. I thought it was RuPaul's drag racing for a moment, which was that's a very different thing. We're just watching you drift the car. You're not bad.
Yeah, no, I'm weirdly quite good at it.
Maybe a bit of tractor racing down the line.
Yeah, has Jeremy given you any tips on that?
Never know.
Does he get competitive?
Yeah, no, he's given me... I mean, we haven't had a race or anything like that, but I'm sure I'd win. But there's a little bit of... There's a good competition between us both.
Amazing.
I'd like to see that on the next season.
Got to have that. Caleb, thank you for joining us. We know you've got a busy day on the farm, as you always do, but it's always lovely to catch up with you. Give our best to everybody down there at Diddley Squat.
Yeah, we're really enjoying this season.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries. And the first 4 episodes of the new series of Clarkson's Farm are available tomorrow on Prime Video. They're really good.
Do you think you'd trim Jeremy Clarkson's eyebrows?
Easily. I just need the right equipment.
Yes.
I wouldn't have gone for a little pair of scissors. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, it's so good. Joe Joyner joins us now. Lovely to have you with us, Joe. Thank you so much. We've been absolutely plying you for trying to get some sort of detail. Kat and I have been lucky enough to watch the first couple of episodes of this thriller. How would you describe Little Disasters?
Little Disasters centres around a group of women that all met together about 11, 12 years previous at an NCT class. So what's really bonded them has been their due date, and nothing else is really similar amongst them. They're all really quite different. And they've known each other a long time, and we join them on a night when 2 of the best friends are meeting at A&E. One of them, my character Liz, is the doctor, and Jess, her very good friend, is bringing her baby in with an unexplained injury. And things snowball from there, and Liz has to make the very difficult decision to raise some red flags because things don't add up about her best friend, who is, as far as she knew, the ultimate perfect mother.
Yes, because Diane Kruger is painted as this perfect mother. You've got this relationship for so long, and your character as the doctor has to turn around and go, do I involve social services?
Yeah.
Do I raise this?
Yeah, well, Liz has worked really hard to get where she is. You know, she's from a difficult background herself, which I think really plays into it. You see more of that in the novel, actually. Obviously, the show is slightly different to the novel, so you can still enjoy that as well. But, you know, she has to make this difficult decision. But also she's got a protocol. You know, she's got other people at work around her. She can't kind of go, and brush it off. And it's a serious matter, isn't it? Child injury.
Of course it is.
I mean, it's not something... Even if you really adore your best friend, it's not something you can turn a blind eye to.
But this is a mum and a couple that you have holidayed with and for 11 years, and actually they've looked after your own children. Liz's own children has been and stayed there.
This is the mum that I would go to, Liz would go to for advice. Liz would be the one that was like not coping and not being able to do it, and Jess would be gliding through it. And as far as Liz was concerned, was doing it all however she would love to. But...
It's definitely one of those moments, we were talking about this, is what would you do?
Yeah.
You found yourself in Liz's position, someone that you've known, trusted for decades, no, over a decade, but there is something going on that doesn't sit true.
It doesn't sit true. And I also think, you know, even if the incident, maybe Jess doesn't know what's going on, maybe she does, but, you know, she would want to know, wouldn't she, as well? I don't know. I went up and down throughout the whole thing with Liz going, oh, did I make the right call or not? And ultimately...
Yeah, there's an interesting line in it where I think one of your colleagues says to you, you're that baby's doctor at this point, not her friend.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that was where the kind of it stopped then.
And that must happen. That must happen.
Yeah. You mentioned before the novel. Was it quite nice having a novel to kind of like draw on?
So lovely. Sarah Vaughan's novel is fantastic. I romped through that really, really quickly. And like I say, it is different to the show because obviously in a drama you've got to focus on, you've got to narrow things down and kind of, you know, follow somebody's perspective a little bit closer. And in the novel, there's kind of a wealth of stuff to draw on in terms of my background and my history and the reasons why I do things. You know, my upbringing wasn't great, shall we say. I have a difficult mum who's alcoholic. So there are kind of things that fuel her decision. And having that, there were lovely things. You know, Liz is really down-to-earth girl next door, you really identify with her, I think, particularly in the novel. And so it was really important to try and bring those qualities into the performance and have that extra layer or two.
It's a really smart dynamic, isn't it? Because these four couples are brought together because of NCT, because of their due date, not necessarily from the same backgrounds, and yet they've stayed together. They've all sort of lived in each other's lives for the 11 or 12 years that it's over the course of it, but wouldn't necessarily have picked each other as friends.
They don't agree on everything. You know, there's some interesting debates that are fired up about vaccinations and, you know, the parenting and the way they parent, you know, is all different.
Screens.
As it is amongst, you know, friends, you know, and I loved that. Actually, when I first read the script, one of my favourite scenes was when they first meet in a flashback at NCT class, and she asks for their birthing plans, and they go around the group and everybody's birthing plan is so different that I thought, what a brilliant way to introduce different characters. You know, you've got one saying she wants a pool and fairy lights, another one saying all the drugs don't want to die, another one saying you can fit it in with work, and, you know, I just thought that's like the perfect opener to do a really rich lot of characters and relationships.
Yeah. What was it like working with the rest of the cast?
Oh, they're so good. They're all so good. We've got such the other women, Emily Taff and Shelley Conn, a really lovely group of women, and we've got some great men in it as well. And again, all their relationships are very different. You know, so we were all of a certain age, though, so it wasn't particularly rock and roll.
What do you mean by that?
Well, while we were in between scenes or out for the night, it was all about, you know, nice meals and in bed by 11.
That sounds very different.
Crosswords.
It sounds very different to when you came in with Angela when we were talking about the wives and you'd all been in Malta.
Oh, Malta,
which wasn't long
having a
before this,
lovely
which
time.
sounded like the complete opposite.
A lot of margaritas in Malta, and a lot of nights out. You're so right. This one was much more civilised, and a lot of crosswords.
Well, you shot this in Budapest, is that right?
Yeah, we did. Beautiful Budapest, very hot, and in fact, there are flashbacks to the Provence, but that's Budapest as well.
I didn't realise. I mean, it really does look like you're in Provence, right down to the
building.
lavender.
Oh yeah, stunning building. We could have been fooled, and we were there.
Yeah.
You've got twins yourself, and I think there's a really interesting part of this, which is about sort of postnatal issues and depression that comes out. And we're talking more about that, and it's really, I think that's a really sort of fertile part of this journey of this thriller as well.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got lots of friends that are parents as well, and that talking about that can never be a bad thing, can it?
No, and I think you really see that in this show, that actually having a group of, like an NCT group or a group of young mums, and that thing that does bond you,
for sure,
despite all the differences, is that you're all in the thick of a storm to different levels, you know, and coping. And I remember thinking there's nobody was more interested in poo. I mean, it's ridiculous. The things you become obsessed with. The colour, the texture, what's yours
the
like?
Frequency.
You know, the frequency. You need somebody who cares as well, don't you? and I think you get that in this.
And is willing to clear up yours or your sons or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
not yours.
Hopefully not yours,
Ben.
And when I mean yours, I mean your kids.
You definitely need friends that are willing to do that.
I trust in you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely brilliant.
It is gripping.
We got it wrong, though.
And we are completely wrong as well.
You guessed wrong, so you're going to have to carry on binging, won't you?
We will.
We will,
Thank
for
you, Jo.
sure. And you can watch Little Disasters on Paramount Plus from tomorrow. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. You'll usually hear of them saving the world from the brink of oblivion or battling with supervillains. But what do the world's worst superheroes get up to?
Well, David Walliams' brand new children's book explores exactly that, and it's complete with a Liverpudlian alien, a phantom farter, and, of course, an incredible Brussels sprout. David's here to tell us more.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
43rd book.
Yeah,
Can you give someone else a chance?
It's quantity over quality, but there are 43 of them.
Not according to the 60 million that you've sold.
Thank you for mentioning that. So I have been writing for about 17 years, since 2008. And this one is a book of short stories. So this series is a world's worst series. I've done children, parents, pets, monsters and all that. I've really designed them for reluctant readers because I go around the country, go to schools, and I always want to go to ones in sort of underprivileged areas, and I do meet kids who don't want to read books at all.
And aren't interested.
Particularly boys. And I thought, oh, I'm going to write a book that you're going to like. I mean, whether they do or not, I don't know. But I grew up reading the Beano, and so I wanted to write a book which was very visual, as funny as possible, and lots of surreal humour.
And it's sort of got that comic-esque feel to it as
especially as it's superheroes.
Yes.
And, of course, with superheroes, you know, so much of it is not really in the real world, so you can let your imagination absolutely run riot.
Yeah. But Super Dave...
This
and
is
his
me.
cheese and wine
Well,
nights and his bingo nights
This
are
is
the real
an
world.
introduction.
Some of them are made up and some of them are real.
Yes.
So tell us about actual Super Dave.
Well, Super Dave, he's a bit like Ben Shepherd, but without the steroids. He's...
It's not steroids, David. Just protein.
It's cheese and wine.
Protein shakes, that was it. So, yeah, I do an introduction as the character Super Dave, and I've been dressing up as Super Dave and going around doing book signings and things like that, which obviously you're in it for about a minute and you start overheating and you think, why have I done this?
That's an actual costume that you have at home and that you sort of occasionally slip into of an evening.
I have a lot of costumes at home. I basically have a wardrobe. And, yeah, I love dressing up because it's fun. And also, when I was doing signings, the kids were coming dressed as superheroes too, so it made for a lovely, lovely...
Have you got to the point where I was like, Dad, put the superhero costume off?
Completely embarrassed by me. My son is 12 years old.
Really? Stop now.
And, yeah, well, he'll still hold my hand and things like that, but I do try and do things all the time to make him a little bit embarrassed, and I'm very good at it.
Yeah, but by the way, you're his dad. That's your job. I always say the same thing to Milo. I'm like, I'm your mum. That's your job, to embarrass you just a little bit. Does Alf give you ideas?
He does, actually, yeah, and I kind of run things by him, whether he thinks they're funny or not. I mean, even just titles and things like that, because I go, oh, I'm thinking, right, about the world's worst toys. He goes, meh. World's worst superheroes, yeah! So that's a good idea. Yeah, and... as I say, I try and make these books as funny as I can. And it's very visual, the book, as well. There's a brilliant illustrator called Adam Stower.
I love
And we were talking earlier, I want, on every page, as you turn the page, there is always something going on.
Yeah.
Something different.
So we can see it, and then the lovely thing is all of that, and that's the feel, like you were talking about it being like a comic. There's loads of different words all over the page. You don't necessarily have to read it like that. You can look at the different bits and pieces.
And also it's short stories, so you can pick them up and do one before bedtime and then go back to your favourite one.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been
Basically, it's brilliant.
But there's also something in there for the adults too, like Wonder Queen, she's fighting an evil president.
Yes, an evil president, a little bit based on Donald Trump, and he is basically a supervillain. Right. He becomes a sort of giant jellyfish, and he's trying to steal everything from Buckingham Palace.
Oh.
Because one day he believes he will own that too, which he probably does.
Have you been to America recently? Are you expecting to go back?
No, but I got lots of friends there. Yeah, it's just crazy because you wake up every day and you think, what's he done now?
Yes.
That's it, every morning.
No. But you're back together with Matt doing the podcast as well. How did that happen? Was it just like, oh, we might as well, or...?
Well, we've been thinking thinking for a while about doing one because we were the only people in the world who didn't have a podcast.
Yeah, what was going on there?
And we wanted to do something as ourselves, and we thought it would be fun because actually people haven't seen as much as ourselves, other than chat shows and things like that. And the concept of the show is we bring in a well-known person and we say, what would a movie of your life look like? Who would play? What would it be called? What would be the key scenes? We would love, Kat, love to have you on.
Yes.
You've had a very interesting life. Who would play you?
I would like B. Arthur to play me. She's
Golden
tall,
Girl.
she's got a deep voice, and she swears like a sailor.
She's brilliant. She's passed away now.
Oh, no, but...
But you can...
that's
but you can choose someone living or dead.
Right, OK, what would
Who
you
would
do?
you have? She-Hulk.
Yeah, Skeletor, someone like that. Yes.
He-Man, yes, they're making a new movie.
They're making a new
Who would you
He-Man
have?
movie.
Schwarzenegger?
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? The Patrick Schwarzenegger, his son.
Well, he's too good looking. Let's be honest. You're OK, but you're no Patrick Schwarzenegger.
I'm no Patrick Schwarzenegger.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger now.
Arnie.
Yeah. It would look good. What would your movie be called? Terrible Tart.
Here he is, trying again, desperately seeking attention.
Does look good, though. I am impressed.
But how was it when the two mums came on and got together? Was that
It
quite
was
fun?
great, actually, because our mums are both funny, kind of in different ways. And we did a special Mother's Day episode. And actually, I think, was the most popular one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, my mum, she's 81.
She's amazing.
She doesn't normally watch ITV, but she might be.
She might be.
How are you, Mum?
If you're on.
Have you got Men's Health?
Yes, she has. David,
Of course she has. She
Trust me.
subscribes.
Trust me, she's got it.
Came through the
I made
letterbox
sure.
2 weeks ago.
What I love about looking at the podcast, because everybody watches them, it really reminds me of Lass Smith and Jones. It really reminds me of those moments of the two of them together. And the thing that we love about you and Matt is this chemistry that you have as friends, but also as comedians and as writers. And there is a big resurgence. We talked about this last time you were on, of Little Britain on TikTok.
Well,
TikTok.
yes, it's
kids are
all
loving
over
it.
social media. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Alfred, I've never made him watch anything that I've done, but he found it through all his friends talking about it at school, and they're all sharing clips of...
And does he like
Come Fly
it?
With Me. Yeah, he does. I think it's a bit surreal for him to watch it because of all these different guises and doesn't really understand where it's all coming from. But it's lovely it's being enjoyed all over again in these sort of 2-minute clips.
What about a stage show? Because all of these things are going on tour.
Would you like to see it?
Of course, we'd love to see it. You've done it on stage in the past.
Yes, we did a big tour. We did like 250 dates or something like that. Yeah. Didn't make a penny, sadly, but...
That's what the books are for.
So, yeah, we would love to do that again. That'd be great. I think it is interesting, isn't it? Things kind of come in cycles, and I think maybe people are ready for something a bit rude again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, we love the book. I'm currently on story number 4 with James, and we love
Fantastic.
it. So, yeah, thank you.
You can read it to Ben. It's a bit grown up for you, Ben. I'll warn you.
I like the pictures. I really like the pictures.
Thank you.
David, nice to see you as ever. Thanks
I'm
for
not
coming in.
going because you're making me do something with games or something.
Are you?
gonna
Or
play.
florals or something? Are we doing florals?
No,
with
I'm
you
not
two?
doing florals. I'm doing travel games.
You modelled for us last time.
I know, I loved it. I got a lot of nice comments of that.
Well, let's see what we can do. You
Yeah,
might be in a
we'll
floral
rustle
print for
something
the
up
end.
for you.
David's book, The World's Worst Superhero, is out this Thursday.
Superheroes.
The World's Worst Superheroes.
Heroes.
It's the reading that I struggle with.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's out on the 22nd of May. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. And Natalie joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you here, Natalie.
What a treat of a movie this is. We started watching it, and I started watching the screener, and I saw the first 20 minutes, and I went, I'm going to turn this off because my boys are going to love this.
Oh, I'm so happy.
They're right in that sweet spot, bit kind of Raiders of the Lost Ark, treasure hunters. What can you tell us about it without giving too much away?
Yes, well, like the title suggests, they're looking for the Fountain of Youth. It centers on a brother and sister played by John Krasinski and I, and they're kind of at odds with each other, but joining forces to find this treasure. And yes, it's really exciting to have something that you can watch with your kids. I find that so rare these days.
It's a great caper, isn't it? It's that perfect caper in that sort of hunt for some archaeological, historical artefacts and all that. But equally, there's this relationship between you and John Krasinski's character
That is so key to it. Usually you'd expect that to be a romantic relationship, but it's siblings, which is a lovely dynamic.
I love it, especially because they're looking for the fountain of youth, so who better to do that with than someone you've known since you were kids, you know, and that you kind of knew what the other one was like when they were full of youthfulness and trying to regain that.
But also it's about when your relationship is so interesting. So he plays Luke, you play Charlotte. You can tell there's always been like this kind of a bit of sibling rivalry, but you love each other too at the same time. And he kind of finds Charlotte in this moment in her life where she's almost a little bit in a cage of her own building in a weird way.
Yes.
And it's about her breaking out of that and him bringing the life back to her a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, it's so weird with parents. It always feels like your choice as a child is like to be like them or to be not like them. Like, it feels like you're completely a reaction to them in a very binary way. And for them, I think their dad was this big adventurer, and Luke has become just like him, and Charlotte's become completely the opposite, where she's like, I want to be stable, I want to be consistent, I want to be responsible, but it's a little boring. And so he kind of brings her back to that and reminds her that maybe being a good parent can also have a little bit of adventure to it.
And fun.
I love the sort of the historical sort of rootedness of it as well. The things that you're hunting for, some of the archaeological things that you're looking for actually exist and have existed. That sort of always feels like the Da Vinci Code. It always makes it feel really tangible.
Yeah, it was definitely very fun for me to learn some of these kind of historical art world details, that they find these clues and there's that satisfaction of solving a mystery that's part of it.
Yeah, the Wicked Bible.
I never knew.
I never knew that either. Thou shalt.
I loved that.
I mean, who knew that was a thing? Guy Ritchie as well, working with Guy, it just looked so luxurious and expensive. I loved the look of it, but the witty kind of script banter between you and John was just caught so brilliantly.
I love Guy so much, and he's such a master of that witty dialogue and the action sequences. And of course, as you said, the look of it all. I mean, to actually be shooting at the pyramids and actually be in Vienna in the National Library, it was just so extraordinary. We were kind of pinching ourselves every day.
He's got a couple of things going on at the moment. Mobland's just landed, of course, and The Gentleman on Netflix. Have you ever done a gangster movie? Because he's known for that. Is he trying to get you into a gangster movie?
I would love to. I mean, he is so prolific, and he makes such incredible things, and I loved working with him. I had so much fun, and he knows. We'll do it again.
Yeah, biggest fan. Sign me up. It must have been not a tricky decision to make to do this movie, to get to go to all these different places and get to see all these amazing parts of the world. What was your favourite?
I mean, I think it's hard to top the pyramids. I can't believe we were able to shoot there.
Amazing.
Had you ever been there before?
I had never been before. And actually, I need to go back because I didn't have enough time. I need more time to explore. It was really incredible. And Vienna was also, I had never been before, and I fell in love with the city. I just absolutely loved Vienna.
There's that sense as well, I think, with this, because I was watching this thinking, I'm sure Kat's going to be watching this with her kids, because they're going to absolutely love it.
And popcorn.
And you're a mum as well, so you've got kids that are going to sort of be in the sweet spot for this movie. Are you making decisions now because you're thinking, actually, the kids will really rate this?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, it's a main driver of my decisions is, you know.
Are they critical of your performances, or are they sort of like, Mum, this is great, or can we do a bit more of this?
They're not actually that interested in seeing stuff that I'm in. I think it's a little weird for them to have like Mom be someone else too. So yeah, I haven't had that, and also I haven't had that many experiences because not many films I've been in are appropriate.
Right, yeah. Fair enough, good point.
But the one that really is of course Star Wars.
Yes.
We had a few months ago. We had Mark Hamilton in the studio.
Mark Hamill was in.
And we've had lots of different guests on this show, and no one has caused a stir quite like Mark
Luke
did.
Skywalker.
Because everybody remembers it, right?
Yes.
From being kids, and it takes you.
And you're his mum.
And it must feel good though. No?
It's amazing. It's really amazing to be part of people's childhoods like that. And yeah.
Is it 20 years?
20 years. They just re-released Revenge of the Sith because it's 20 years to that one. It's even longer for the Phantom Menace, I think.
Goodness me.
I mean, I was 16 when I made the Phantom Menace, so.
You were a child.
Very long time ago, yeah.
And it's I mean, we have seen stranger things happen in the Star Wars universe, but if she was to come back, would you go back in now? In some capacity?
Sure. I mean, no one's asked me, so don't want to start any rumors.
Oh, no, let's start rumors.
Yeah, I would be,
sure.
I'm open to all of it, yeah.
Talking of rumours, did you steal a piece of hair and it wasn't actually the piece of hair you were trying to steal?
No, I took one of the Anakin braids at the end of shooting.
Was it that one?
Yes.
Or did you? I just have this image of you walking behind him and just...
No, I mean, they were all kind of clip-on things, and there were many of them, obviously, because they had to do it every day. So I took one of them, but I don't have it anymore.
You lost it?
I lost it.
I
shouldn't have admitted that.
eBay, it's been on there.
It's the sort of thing that would be worth a fortune right now, as well, particularly as it comes all the way round. I was really excited to understand that sort of along the lines of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, Tom Brady, you have now entered the world of movie stars that own football teams, soccer teams, as you say. You are one of the owners of a ladies' soccer team in LA.
Angel City Football Club, yes.
How did that come about?
It was incredible. It was actually around the women's movement, around being part of Time's Up. We gathered with women from other industries, and when I heard women, female athletes talking, particularly Abby Wambach, who was a U.S. women's national team player, about her career becoming, you know, one of the greatest soccer players, football players ever, and then going at the end of her career and not knowing if she could afford her rent. That seemed to be the biggest disparity between men and women achieving the same status and talent in their fields. And the Women's World Cup is so popular. And I saw my son watching the Women's World Cup with such enthusiasm. And I thought, wow, if girls grew up with athletic heroes, what a different world we would be in. But if boys grew up with female athletic heroes, that would really change culture. So we just worked to make the club teams as popular as the, World Cup, Olympic teams. And we've had an incredible time, and it's been a very unexpected departure in my career because I never thought I'd be involved in football at all.
Amazing.
No, but it's so funny because I think also because of you growing up in acting and how you were treated through your career, and you've been very vocal about talking about that too, that you want to kind of spread the message of women's rights and women's football.
Well, I think it's such an incredible model also. I think, women are so often pitted against each other, made to be competitive with each other. There's only room for one in a workplace kind of thing in so many industries that I think it's such an incredible model also to see a team of women playing together where one woman's goal is everyone's win. Like, that's really how we have to be. And them celebrating each other and jumping on each other and when they score, like, it's such a great model for how we should be with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've seen you do your ballet, but did you ever play soccer?
Oh, no. I am extremely not athletic. Like, my friends think it's hilarious. Like, my friends who grew up with me think it's hilarious that I have anything to do with a team.
Really?
Like, I still am like, the audience is sitting in their chairs. Like, I say all the wrong words. I'm like, oh, they're in rehearsal now. Like, I'm really...
Come on,
I'm embarrassing.
Amazing. But it's a thrill to have you in.
Yes. Thank you.
Best of luck with the club. I think that's a really sort of laudable aim. I think that's absolutely fabulous.
Well, I know women's football here, too, is huge.
Yeah. Jill Scott is a hero.
Oh, loads and loads. And it's lovely to see that you guys are getting involved as well. And, if they do remake something like Escape to Victory, maybe you'll get a chance to play a female soccer hero of some sort.
Or not. I'll be the big fan.
Natalie, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Really love the film.
Thanks so much.
Fountain of Youth is out on Apple TV Plus this Friday, the 23rd. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. And Sir David joins us now. Good morning. We were just talking before and saying there are some jobs that come along and you're like, wow, I really am a lucky so-and-so to do this.
Well, I think there wasn't a day that I didn't pinch myself saying, is this real? You know, I mean, to go to South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii and Canada, all in 7 weeks, following Agatha Christie on her world tour to promote the wonderful 1924 Empire exhibition, and to get to know a woman of 31 years of age, for me, was a real discovery, because I only knew her by repute. I never met her in real life. So it was extraordinary.
And of course, the Agatha whose footsteps you were retracing isn't the Agatha that we necessarily know now, because she'd only written the one book when she went on this trip.
And very few people know she wrote it in 1916, and it took 4 years to get published.
Wow.
She wasn't considered really anybody. She went on her world tour for something to do. She took her typewriter and paper because she loved writing crime, but she wasn't known. But her first book was, of course, Mysterious Affair at Styles, without which I wouldn't have a career.
That's not necessarily true, but certainly it's defined one of the roles you played.
Yes.
But this trip, she was invited on this trip because her husband was part of the sort of the group that was going.
Well, they went to promote all the countries that I went to promote the Empire exhibition, because at the end of World War I, the Empire was in a very fragile state. And they went around to these countries to try and get them to bring their goods to Wembley to have this huge exhibition in 1924, which they did. And that's why they went on this huge... It took her 11 months, and she had a young daughter, Rosalind, which she did leave behind, but it was an opportunity not to miss.
And what were some of your favourite places along the way? I know you've got family in South Africa.
Yes, I got family in South Africa, but the big thing for me in South Africa, I mean, it was extraordinarily emotional, was to witness Victoria Falls.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you know, I've been around quite a while and I've seen some amazing things, but to stand and feel the vibration of the ground, because the actual water doesn't fall into a river. The water of Victoria Falls falls on rock.
So you really
feel the force, and to see it, you feel about that size.
That's the thing, it's the majesty and the scale of it, isn't it? You get very emotional. I mean, you get very emotional throughout this trip, Dave.
Well, it was a very emotional trip.
But this moment, particularly where you're watching the water, and the lovely thing is you've got her diary as well. So you've got what she wrote about it.
Yes.
And you keep referring to it, and it really feels like you felt what she was getting.
Well, it's those moments that I felt I got to know this young 31-year-old woman. When she says the Victoria Falls made such an impression on her, and it's one place that I want to visit again. She never did. But then later in life, she said, I'm glad I didn't, because that first experience I will never, ever forget.
Yeah.
And for me, the same. I'd like to go back, but would I? I'm not sure. It was absolutely amazing. And I kept having these experiences in the different countries that I went to. I mean, the Rotorua, the hot springs.
Hot springs there.
I mean, the thin earth surface. So I'm really feeling nature and the power of nature.
It's lovely, Rosa. Sorry. And there is a bit of a smell as well, though, David. You have to admit, the sulphur leaves a bit of a smell.
I did. I nearly complained in the hotel.
But I love what we learn about Agatha as well, because I think it's so... We know so much about her life, you know, as a whole.
Yes.
But the idea of her going to Hawaii on holiday...
Yes.
And in the 1920s, for a woman, learning to surf...
Unheard of.
It was,
It was unheard. What I learnt about Agatha Christie, and I've just said, I knew her as the grande dame, you know, of crime, and I never met her. But I was meeting a 31-year-old, vivacious, courageous, an unbelievable young woman. I mean, when she was travelling on the ship, who would have thought Agatha Christie would have played the piano and sung and danced with the crew.
With awful seasickness as well. She didn't get on with seasickness either.
Yes. And she gave Poirot seasickness. She used a lot of her own experiences in her work.
Yes.
I mean, Poirot suffered from terrible seasickness, and she gave him a wonderful method to cure it called the Lavergier. Where did she get that? Really, it didn't work for her.
But it is so many of her travels are kind of then wrapped up in her book as well. How do you feel about Poirot now? Do you still look on him with kind of love and admiration?
Yes, I do, because he, playing him, and if I may humbly say the success of the series, transformed my theatre career. Because I was already 13 years with the Royal Shakespeare Theatre Company, but in the West End I'd only done 1 or 2. But suddenly the success of that character made me, for the producers, worth employing in the British theatre. So I got zonking great West End roles, and on Broadway, and other movies. So although I'll be remembered for Poirot, I've got that wonderful career as well, thanks to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do.
I was talking about you last week with Kat because she wore a linen outfit.
Oh, yes.
And she couldn't sit down. And
No.
When I was lucky...
Did you have a leaning board?
This is what I said. I said you need Poirot's leaning board because I did a set visit with you all those years ago.
You did.
And you had a lean... Because you were in an immaculate
white suit,
linen
and
suit.
like they did... That was the old Hollywood films. All the actresses had leaning boards. They leaned like that because they didn't crease their dresses. And I was made one for my linen suit. So on the set of Poirot, I was on my leaning board.
I think I interviewed you while you were on the leaning board.
I think you did, yes.
You did. Yeah, you did. So, Dave, it's been lovely to see you. Thank you so much for popping in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was lovely to chat.
It's a really, really charming series. It's lovely to watch and to see your joy and affection and connection with Agatha and the character with these countries and all the presents you get given, those amazing presents.
Yeah, and
that
the
beautiful
lace,
stone in New Zealand as well. You turned into the whale. Have you got it?
Do you carry it with you?
So this is what...
This is the whalebone.
It's just beautiful. And you have this crafted by those amazing craftsmen from the stone that you were given.
Yes, from the crafting museum in New Zealand. They got a bit of Punamu stone from the riverbed, which is a sacred stone for the Maoris. And they carved that for me because it's a whale's tooth, and the whale is the greatest mammal traveller in the world, and they knew I was going around the world, so they made me a whale's tooth.
That is absolutely stunning.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, thank you for bringing that in. I'm so glad
No,
just
it's
to touch
so
it and feel it
special.
and get that sense of energy from it.
Yeah, and they say, because they see it as a spiritual stone, they say that if you wear it and the oils go into the stone, you must hand this on to the next generation.
Fabulous.
There's a great mystique about it all. Little experiences like that, you know, on this tour that are there on camera. I mean...
And change you forever.
Change forever, really. It was the most extraordinary.
Lovely to see you. You can watch Travels with Agatha Christie and Sir David Suchet on Wednesday at 9 o'clock on More.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, it's gripping.
It's so good.
Rose is with us now alongside her co-star Kieran Moore.
Good morning. And we're also joined by British Sign Language interpreter Toby, who will be signing for Rose throughout the interview. Good morning to you too.
Nice to meet you, Toby.
Hello. Can you give us a little rundown of what the show is all about?
Okay, so it is a really good entertainment drama show, and everyone that's doing lip reading in the that a lot of people have an idea of what lip reading is, but when you watch this, you will realise, oh, lip reading's not what I thought. It's actually much more harder, and it's like a great big puddle, and you're trying to work it out, and you're kind of going on a journey with Alison, and being in her head, trying to make sense of the world that she is in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, actually, is the technical aspect of it is absolutely brilliant, how you portray that.
We did a lot of work because it's the first time we do something like that. It's different. But normally, in the head, when you're lip reading, most of the time, about 80% of the time, you're guessing. And then you take out a few words, and then you're trying to work out around it. So we were thinking, how do we do that technical? Because normally in our head, it goes from 0.1 second really fast. So we were trying to get that onto the screen, but make it sense for the audience able to watch. It took a long time, but we got there in the end.
It's a really smart, clever device for those of us that don't have problems with hearing to understand what it is that you're explaining, that puzzle of positioning the words. I sometimes think I'm actually quite good at lip reading because we do a lot of interviews and you read people's faces. But, of course, we can hear the tone of what somebody's saying. We get the sense of what they're saying, which is often where you pick up what those words mean. And if you don't get that, it changes everything.
No, but we still get the tone, but you hear the different tone, but I hear the different tone in your body language,
right.
in your face expression, if you're happy or sad. And it's the same with sign language. I think with sign language, you really do pick up body language a lot more.
So your character, Alison, is working in the canteen at a police station, and then suddenly they need a lip reader, and they know she can lip read. But she doesn't just leave it at the lip reading, though, does she, Rose? I mean, she's a frustrated Agatha Christie, it seems to me. She wants to get out there like Miss Marple and solve the crime, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think it's because when you're a deaf person, society makes decisions for you and makes your base and like, oh, she works in a bar, you should be grateful for that. But actually, she wants so much more for her life. She wants to read and well, and I think she got a bit too far. But you know, Kiran.
So, no. This is my favourite bit of the whole thing. Like, it's this crime drama, and you're obviously trying to solve that. But then you guys, Kiran, have the most gorgeous relationship together. Well, it's developing, as I see it right now, but I think I know where it's going.
Tell us about Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you do know where it's going to go.
Oh, do
honestly.
I not?
Every time I was reading the scripts, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Liam's kind of like Alison in many ways. He feels like a bit of an outsider. The world hasn't been extremely kind to him. He's had a difficult upbringing, and he feels like he just wants a little bit more, and he feels like he's going to do whatever's necessary to get it. And I think when we meet him at a time in his life where he's extremely determined and he thinks he's not going to let anything get in his way, and then he's introduced to Alison, who I think I've toyed with this idea that she kind of becomes his conflict, really, or his conscience, sorry, should I say. I'd say Liam becomes more Alison's conflict.
Yeah. It's fascinating watching that develop, and because, of course, Liam is working with this gang.
Yeah. The lone wolf.
Alison is trying to help the police work out what it is that they're going to do.
And Liam has no idea, you know. Yeah. To him, it's fate. He meets this girl at a scary time in his life, and he thinks it's organic. And, you know, I think he is blindsided and excited by it. I think she gives him even more of a reason to want to do what he's doing.
Yeah. I love the fact that you learned a bit of sign language before you started the role. Was that sort of impress, Rose?
Well, I actually did. On a whim, I was filming elsewhere, and I started ASL, and
which is American Sign Language.
American Sign Language, which I was so ignorant, I didn't really know the differences. And then I got this tape, and I was like, this must be like meant to be. And then I threw like a little bit of cheeky ASL in the auditions scene. And then everyone was like, oh, no, it's completely different.
So I was like,
oh, we've got to start all over again.
No. So have you started learning the British version?
Yeah, I'm on a 55-day streak on Lingvano.
Yeah. Well, because your relationship together is an integral part of the show. But you didn't have a chemistry read or anything.
No, I think you just got back from a job, and I have a crazy year last year.
Yeah.
So we wanted the chemistry test because it's really, really important to have chemistry test because it can make or break the show.
Sure.
Because if it doesn't work, there's no show. So we took the risk, and I thought he'd take. And I was like, OK. And then in the read-through, we got on well, and I thought, oh, thank God we got on well.
Yeah.
Thank God we got good chemistry.
Yeah. But Rose, what was it like? Because to suddenly be, you know, #1 on the call sheet, executive producer.
By the way.
Yeah. Did you start smoking cigars and kind of strolling around?
Making demands.
Selling everyone off. But I think the executive producer was really important for me because it's not to get the fancy title or my name out there. I was doing it as a deaf person because often, in my experience, I come onto the set and then there's something that's not quite right in the script or culturally deaf person would behave in that way, and you're trying to change it, and it's just chaotic, and you haven't got time. But the fact that I can be involved in the process 2 years before the script got even written, then it means I have more input into the script, and bringing deaf people using my network, and we brought like Bryony, where she wheelchair user, she had a vast knowledge, she knew she worked on people blinder, so bringing her in, and once you have disabled people in a higher position, it really does have a knock-on effect in the whole team, and it felt very inclusive.
What was she like as the boss?
Honestly, my best boss so far. Yeah, absolutely. I think Rose is just so much more interested in getting the best out of everyone. You know, the story was so important to you, but also, like, I couldn't believe that it was your first time leading anything, personally. You always... I'm at the beginning of my career, and I think that number one position is so important because it really does spearhead the whole thing. It sets the tone. It sets, you know, even especially like people that are coming in for one day, it's the person you look to, and they sort of they lift you up. And Rose was exceptional. Like, I've never been on a set so fun. You know, Rose was playing traitors with the crew every day. Were
you being Claudia?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
I was Claudia. We played the traitor on set.
Claudia, better watch out.
Yeah, it was coming to the end, and. No, I think I've told her. It coming to the end, and you're working at 5 in the morning till 8 in the evening. Sometimes you do night shift, it's changed. And sometimes the energy of the crew can get a bit tired. So they needed something like this. So I thought, oh, right, time to bring out my Claudia Winkman and make Tracer. And they all murdered each other. And they went visual. Some of them went really brutal in murdering.
I love that. I'm looking at my crew now. There's a few I think they quite enjoy murdering each other. You're absolutely right. It would pick up the energy.
They would
needed.
for John Terrade's steak, for sure. Thank you for coming on the show today. It's a brilliant show. Well done.
Good luck with it.
Amazing.
Lovely to see you, Rose. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Code of Silence starts this Sunday at 9 o'clock on ITV1, and then you can watch all episodes on ITVX. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Oh, and Michelle Collins joins us.
She's such a drama queen, isn't she?
But it's so brilliant, like the two of you going at it together, Kathy and Cindy. I mean, she's got it in for her this time.
Everyone can relate to those mother-in-law jokes, can't they? I mean, obviously don't do what Kathy did to Cindy on Christmas Day. But yeah, I mean, I love Gilly. I think she's so great playing Kathy. Again, that strong matriarchal figure. And we have fun. You have to kind of have fun with playing those two characters.
But Cindy is the part, the gift that just keeps giving. Yes. Just when you think she's done absolutely everything she can't, there's something else they find for her to do, even more dastardly.
They gave me a bit of time off, I think, because I think, you know, you get a bit exhausted. I get a bit exhausted with Cindy. I think I needed some time off. Yeah, you know, I kind of love playing her for those reasons that you said. You know, she's unapologetic. Like you said, she's a ball breaker. She's bold. She's... you just never know what she's going to do next. She's kind of dysfunctional and interesting, but just kind of also passionate and vulnerable as well. And I think all those things are really great to play as an actor.
Yeah, and when you see all those different layers to her as well, I think that's when it's so interesting.
Yeah, and I just think, I mean, obviously going back after those 25 years, you kind of did worry, do people really want to see her again? And I think it's kind of proven that they do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's fantastic working with Adam, who plays Ian, and then I've got zillions of children.
I do think, though, there's something always watching. Like, Ian always strikes me such a wimp when it comes to Cindy. He's, like, I can still see Cindy getting him back.
He adores her,
He can't stop loving her.
She loves him, but I think the difference is... And also it happens as you get older, I suppose, doesn't it? She loves him, but she's not in love with him. But I think he kind of can't live with her, but can't live without her.
Yes.
And I think there are a lot of couples like that. They're very famous, George and Mildred.
Yeah.
Remember George and Mildred? They just squabble the whole time. But now it's got to the point where she's come back and she's so fed up of particularly Kathy being hypocritical about the way she's behaved. And she looks around and she's like, excuse me, look at you lot.
Yeah.
You're kind of the same as well. So, and she wants kind of what she deserves. And she can't get Bill's ill, so she decides to go for the Albert, which Kathy used to own. And we've got some really fun stuff coming up, which is good to see the other side of Cindy, where she takes over the Prince Albert, which is the gay bar.
Amazing.
In EastEnders. So that's been really good fun.
I mean, that's going to be iconic.
Yeah, of course.
Cindy running
Cindy in a gay bar. Just, yeah.
I mean, it's iconic.
I can't wait.
Are there going to be some doof moments coming up? Do you still flick to the end of the script when it arrives?
I used to many years ago. I mean, we all did back in the day. I think people do now, particularly the newer one. Yeah, you kind of a little.
It's exciting, right? It's the big cliffhanger.
If you're a newbie to EastEnders and you get a doof, it's really exciting. And I think people even kind of go, well, what should I do? How should I do the doof? Do I kind of do it for a long time? You just go, just be natural, just do it.
Yeah.
But I think Steve McFadden has got the most doofers, and then I think it's Adam, and then maybe Letitia.
Yeah, of course. Do you remember reading the part first time, 1988, when she first came in?
I originally, went up for the part, and I thought the part was called Corinne. And actually, when I went, Corinne was the producer. I thought she was Cindy, and I got it completely wrong. And I was only in for 11 episodes, and then I stayed. And, and she was quite a small character at the very beginning. But I think that's kind of what they do in EastEnders, and Sharon Marshall will tell you. You can see over there.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to her.
That's when you first start. I think they kind of see how you work, how you fit in, and then they start writing for you. I don't know what that says about my character for Cindy. I don't know what that means.
They haven't been able to stop writing.
I like to think I'm very different. Different.
Well, she is so iconic, but you're also going to be playing a new iconic character as well.
I am. So the BBC kindly have given me a month off to do the Edinburgh Festival.
Right.
And
Edinburgh debut?
Yes, I've never done Edinburgh.
You never went up as a student?
No, I wish it was something that, I don't know why it didn't happen. I knew loads of friends and I always wanted to go and it didn't happen. And this opportunity came, and it's a play called Motorhome Marilyn that I kind of met this woman who was dressed as Marilyn, and she was my kind of age, and she was driving a motorhome.
Where? In LA?
In LA. She was in LA, by the Chinese theatre, you know, where the stars are.
Yeah.
And she kind of got out of this trailer, she put money into the meter, she had these really kind of long red talons, and I only saw her from behind. And she walked around, and then she turned around, and I was like, wow, that's a Marilyn lookalike. That's kind of my age. And then I said, so that she walked off, and this guy said, hey, Marilyn. And I said, who's that? He said, that's Motorhome Marilyn. She does the strip. And I was intrigued by this woman, like, what? How did this woman get to this place? Who is she? Never saw her again. And then I created a play about her. Then lockdown happened. We'd got the Edinburgh Festival, lockdown happened. And then I got a brilliant writer called Ben Weatherall. He's written it, a great director, Alexandra Spencer-Jones, and we are going to Edinburgh from the 29th of July to mid-August the 25th. I know, I'm crazy.
Are you nervous about it?
One-woman show?
One-woman show, yes.
Love it.
But don't worry, if you don't like Cindy, it doesn't matter, because I'm not Cindy. I'm playing someone else. Which is also kind of, we need to kind of, as a creative, go off and do very different things. And I love playing Cindy, but I also think when you go off and do something else, it brings a new energy. And it's a challenge. And you know what? I'm 62 and I've never been to Edinburgh, and why not? I think we should all challenge ourselves, get out, do something out of our comfort zones, and I'm still kind of ambitious, and I think a lot of people think at 62 you should be kind of putting your feet up and you're reading the paper, and it's like, no. So I'm really excited about it.
It's going to, you're going to love it. It's just the most extraordinary. I went last summer. I've done it years ago when I was 8, but my sons were in a choir and they were there last summer, and it reminded me.
When you were 8, did you say that?
When I was 8, I was in a play that was there, at the play called Race to Be Seen. It was an incredible experience as an 8-year-old, but the boys were there last year, and it was a reminder of what an extraordinary time it is.
It's like the Glastonbury, I think, for the arts.
I do agree.
It's like there are like 5,000 shows there, and they've got the Free Fringe. So if you think you kind of want... It's a brilliant showcase for people. I mean, Fleabag started up there.
Yeah, big
Baby Reindeer started up there. Loads of comedians started up there. So I am really excited. Yes, I'm scared. But you know what? Like I said, you have to do things out of your comfort zone.
Bravo.
And scare yourself. It's kind of... It's good for the soul, isn't it?
Absolutely agree. Thank you so much, Trevor. Lovely to see you. Good luck at the Fringe, of course. And EastEnders is on tonight, 7:30.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.